the psyop part of it and all that. So I guess somebody like Elon trying to launch all these Starlink satellites and everything else is either in on it or he knows the truth but isn't telling the truth, or like I don't quite understand. I guess he would be in on the psyop.
I go back and forth that Elon Musk is either a completely MK Ultra mind controlled puppet or he's in on it. I go back and forth. Okay. Like, because it's easier to have somebody that believes what they're saying, and defend it that way. Like all the astronauts that go up to the space station know that they're, when I say all, almost all of them, except like there's this one girl that the young girl looked like she's totally hypnotized. And I understand how hypnosis works. Like if you could put someone in a harness, right? They're floating and say, all right, you're on the space station. You don't see these wires. You're floating. You believe it. You're going to do an interview. And yeah, this girl, like you watch her eyes, it's buggy, right? And
Really?
yeah, it's so crazy. So crazy. Maybe I have that. Let me look. This is me. Look, I'm on the space station, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Clearly, I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the space station's in Connecticut.
The space station. Well, actually not. This is the actual space station. So let me just see if I have this. Where am I in? Find this. Hold on a second. I haven't done this in a while. If I could find it. Well, let me just show you why I'm looking for that. This is where they do all of their training. There's it's an underwater training facility, right? I'm going to train underwater where water's trying to get in my suit so I can know what it's like to be in space where the air is trying to make my suit explode. Okay. While they were doing this, look, green screen. Why do they have a green screen?
Wow.
Why are they showing the image with a green screen? Right?
That's fascinating.
Right. Right?
It's very bizarre. Right? It's almost like errors they've made.
Question, is this a photo from NASA in space? Is the Earth curved or is it straight? Looks a little curved, right? Is this NASA photo? Or did I just take it and put it in the background while they were in a pool?
Wow. That's good.
Okay. Right?
Yeah, Photoshops are insanely good nowadays.
Hey, dude, I don't even have Photoshop, and I do it in just like a cheap graphics program. Yeah. I do incredible things, incredible, right? And again, it's. I showed you a whole bunch of things that NASA was faking on the ISS. You don't need any more. Right. And you brought up Elon and people that are watching this that have seen me already, exactly what I'm going to bring up right now. But this is important just to show how fake.
Are you going to bring out the car in space?
Oh, no, I could do that too. But that's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So where is it? Okay. So this is an actual test launch Elon Musk did. Okay. You got this rocket. This little crappy little stand is sitting on, right? Now, this thing weighs 20 tons or more, okay? Now, look, this little gassy flame is going to push this thing up, okay? Now let's look at, let me pause it for a second. We're going to think about camera angles, okay? Camera angles and distances. So we got a far shot here. Now, this is a shot that's clearly underneath it, but we can see the side. So how high is that? How high would you say that is?
I don't think it's that high.
It's not that high, right? 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet, somewhere in there. Okay. And so it's going up. Now, this is the onboard shot. That looks pretty darn high. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. And now it's back here again. And now the engines are burning out. Okay. And now it's up this high again. And now the engines are clearly out. Now watch the smoke. What's the smoke doing? How fast is this moving? Look at that smoke. And then watch the edit. Watch the edit, and then the smoke will change speeds. Now look at the smoke. Is that free falling? Is that 10 tons free falling?
Right.
No. And how high is it? Now, look how high it is now from the onboard camera. Okay. This is in sequence. Okay, so now this thing is beautifully falling like this, okay? And then in a moment, it's going to flip upright. Now it's up super high again. How do we get that shot from the ground? Okay.
It's not in the clouds, but here it looks in the
Now watch.
clouds.
3 engines are going to go on. It's going to flip up miraculously. 3 engines, a little firework. Edit. Cameraman gets right underneath it. Now watch. 2 of the engines are going to burn out. 2 of the engines are going to burn out. So you got 1 engine off center, and that's going to land with a whole bunch of CGI smoke. Ready? CGI smoke. And it's going to land upright. And what does it look like, too? They love their sexual innuendos. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if I showed you that and said, is that a B movie or is that an Elon Musk actual demo flight? You'd have to say B movie, right? You have to.
Yeah.
You have to say it. But it's the worst, right? And just for a little fun, this is the first shot that Elon Musk got of the Earth with a curve. And in the clouds, it says sex.
No way.
Okay?
It does.
It does, right? No doubting it, right? And so maybe I've got a dirty mind, but let's go through some Elon, some SpaceX, and some Blue Origin, and Bezos or whatever. So here is a rocket launch. I don't know. It looks a little phallic to me. Looks a little phallic.
Yeah.
This is Bezos. It looks a little phallic to me, right? Maybe.
I think they really like to mess with us, don't they?
Well, here is Bezos and here is Branson, Virgin Atlantic. This looks like male anatomy, and this looks like female anatomy. That's just a coincidence. Let's just move on. Okay, that's just a coincidence. Okay.
Don't point out those things.
However, when Bezos takes off, he uses the same cameraman that has Tourette's or something. Nor my blurriness. and the camera is doing this motion. Why does it always do this little, you're looking at a dick and it's jerking up and down. Okay. That just coincidence. All right. Hey, listen, the cameraman has Tourette's. Here is the first Apollo Earth Moon orbiting profile. Okay. That's just me being a little kid. All right.
Just a coincidence. Just
a coincidence. So here's something they always talk about on Space Station, how they miss drinking coffee out of a cup. And so what's his name? The dumb guy. Well, they're all dumb. On Space, not his name, but he got a plastic and he folded it around. He said the coffee will stick in there. And then they came up with this idea to make a new cup. So here's the mission patch. This, to me, represents a baby upside down. I don't know. This looks like a baby in a uterus to me. Just something. Okay. This looks a little bit. That's just me. Okay. And here she is drinking out of this special cup. And you should have seen the video. This is the creepiest thing you've ever seen. But zooming in on this cup, what the frig does that look like? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Fetus.
No. This is a women's vagina.
Oh yeah.
Okay? With the everything. I don't want to say too much. Right? And then they show this one, a flesh-colored one.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And when women drink out of it, they make these googly faces. It's the grossest thing ever. Okay. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right.
That is crazy. Okay.
That's
so I
funny.
have one question going back to the flat earth that I have to ask, that I've been dying to ask you. So it's about the water and gravity holding the water onto the earth. How do you explain that? Or how do they explain it?
Well, they don't explain it, because when you say gravity, you have Newtonian gravity where mass attracts mass. But recently they changed it to Einsteinian gravity, which is the bending and warping of space-time. Gravity is only a theory. Neil deGrasse Tyson says, I don't know what gravity is. It's a theory. We don't know. Right. And they say, well, gravity has to be real because the Earth is a globe. Therefore, it doesn't make the calculations don't make sense for space unless there's 96% dark matter and dark energy. No one's ever seen it. No one's ever measured it, but it has to exist because the Earth is a globe. And without it, the Earth can't be a globe. Therefore, it exists. Okay. That's
Right.
called, I don't even know what that's called. It's called stupid. But let's say you lent me $100 and I said, thanks. I'm paying you back. Here's $4. And you're like, wait a minute, Dave. Where's the other $96? I'm like, oh, it's dark dollars. Don't worry. They're there. They're dark dollars. Okay. They're dark dollars. Just relax. They're there. They have to be there because I paid you back. Okay. That's literally what it is. So, do you know what the bending and warping of space-time is?
Well, I get the theory.
You do?
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Well, no. I, okay, so a piece of paper. I mean, that was the explanation that I understood.
So do you understand it, or you get what you hear what they're saying, but you don't understand it?
I hear what they're saying. Yeah, okay. That's all I understand.
So nobody understands it. It's all gobbledygook just to confuse your mind and make you give up and go, the guy in a lab coat with a bow tie who lies, I got to believe him because, he has a degree. Okay. Right. So what makes things go up and down? Okay. What makes things go, if I have a ball, right? I got this ball and I drop it, it goes down because of something. Okay.
Right.
So I say this. Now, this is something that we can never do, but let's just think about it. In theory, I'm holding this ball and I snap my fingers and the entire earth disappears. All the planets, the sun, everything disappears. And I let go of the ball. Why doesn't it go sideways or that way or that way or that? Why would it go down? Right? Because which way would be down if there was nothing else? Right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So let's dig in. Okay. So crazy flat earthers think that down is this way for everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Reasonable ballers think that down is towards the center. So this guy down is that way, down is in all these different directions. Okay. That's not crazy. Okay. That's crazy. Okay. That's crazy. All right. Okay. So here's a question. All right. Shut up. All right. Why does this balloon with just no air, pressurized air in there, just a room temperature, room pressurized air, why is it going down? Why isn't it going up?
Well, we assume that it's gravity.
Something is going down. So let's say it's gravity. Now we ask a question. If I'm holding my hand up here and gravity was 10 times stronger, what would this balloon look like? Would it go like this?
Out, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess
it would be pulling on it harder, so it would stretch the rubber. Right? Mm-hmm. You with me? So
yep.
They tell us, you can't have high pressure next to low pressure without a physical barrier. But they tell us space is a vacuum, like the ultimate vacuum, and we live in a high pressure system. Why doesn't the air just flow away? And their answer is gravity holds it down. What's this air trying to do? Trying to escape in every direction, including up.
Right.
Trying to escape. It's stretching the rubber. So you could say that the air is more powerful than the gravity because it can stretch the rubber.
Right. Even upwards. Yeah.
Even upwards in all directions. Yeah. If we had a box, you got this glass box, whatever, fiberglass box, whatever, and plexiglass. That's what I'm trying to say. And we suck all the air out of it. So we have a vacuum. It's a vacuum. And I have a valve on it. On the bottom, side, top, doesn't matter. And I open that valve. What's going to happen? The air is going to violently fill it. Violently. Okay? It's going to violently fill it to equalize instantly. And this will work at ground level, in an airplane, in a balloon, no matter where it is. When I open it, it's going to suck the air up and away from Earth. So a vacuum does have the power to suck the air up and away from Earth. So why doesn't it all get sucked off into space? Right? Everywhere you go, if you have gas, like let's say we're going to have a barbecue and I say, hey, go get some propane, but don't bring the tank back. Could you do it? Just the propane. Okay. You can't. Mm-hmm. You can't because the gases will violently fill the available space. Okay.
Yeah.
So everywhere except in space, for some reason, all of the gases decide, oh, there's so much of me now, I'm going to collapse and create a star.
So the rules don't apply, is what you're saying.
The rules don't apply.
Outside of our,
Our physics tell us gas violently fills the available space, but in space, gases collapse on each other and make suns, right? So we have our sun. I'm going to go back to gravity in a second. We have our sun that's holding on to all of the planets out to Pluto and, way out there, okay? And all of the planets, they have the gravity, they're holding on to their own moons, but the sun ignores their moons, right? Because if the moon's coming around the sun, come around the Earth back towards the sun, how come the sun doesn't pull it faster? And when it goes away, how come it doesn't slow down? It goes around perfectly. How is that possible? Okay. How does this gravitational model possibly even work? You guys have heard of the three-body problem, right? Three-body problem is you have a gravitational mass. You got a sun and you got an Earth and you got a moon. If I had the sun and the Earth in a supercomputer model and said, all right, here's the gravity of the Earth, here's the gravity of this, it'll go around in a perfect, you can predict what it's going to do forever, okay? But if you add a third body to it, something weird happens, right? It starts off nice, but then they start tugging on each other and things go a little haywire, and it goes into random patterns that no supercomputer can figure out what's going to go next. That's with three bodies.
Wow. Yeah.
Now add 100 trillion of them to our galaxy. How does everything work perfectly? Go out tonight, everybody listen to this. Take a picture of the stars at a certain time from a certain spot in your yard. Put a note in your calendar to do the same picture next year, same day, same time. And every star will be in the exact same position. How is that possible in a gravitational beehive galaxy, solar system galaxy, moving 4.5 billion miles? And we're moving 4.5 billion miles every year. Just our sun. Everything else is moving, but nothing ever changes. Right? Nothing ever changes. So what is gravity? Why do things go down? Okay. So as I said in my opening, we live in this electrostatic world where everything from the air, from us, from food, from glass, from toys, everything has electrostatic charge, measurable. Okay. And we know that positive and negatives track towards each other. We know that. This is scientifically provable. Okay. So here we have a bunch of party balloons. Now the Earth has a negative charge. It doesn't move. So this thing is just neutrally buoyant above the floor, and it's just a couple inches above the floor. And this wire goes to a Van de Graaff generator, and we're going to add a positive charge to this. We're just adding a positive charge. And as we do, all of a sudden, it is now heavier. How do we make it heavier? Just by changing its electrostatic charge. We discharge it, and it goes back up. So am I defying gravity? Am I messing with gravity, or am I messing with the electrostatic charge? And if you look at the periodic table, each element that's heavier than the one before has one extra positive charge to it. So the more positive charge it is, the heavier it is, because the more it's attracted to the Earth.
Magnetically.
Okay? Well, electrostatically.
No, electrostatically.
So here we have a tinfoil triangle, and we put a negative charge into it. It goes up, right? If we put the negative charge into it and keep it in, is it defying gravity, or is it defying electrostatics?
Wow.
Right? Right. And
gravity is the weakest of the powers, I believe.
So yeah, hang on. So that's my favorite thing to say. Okay, this is done by MIT. It's called the silent drone. There's no moving parts. No moving parts. They just change the electrostatic flow. They say it's an ionic wind, whether it stirs up the air or not, I don't know, but there's no moving parts. It's an electrostatic flying device. This is what they're hiding from us. Imagine if your car could do this. That would be pretty cool.
Very cool.